and welcome to another episode of the Lazy Wealth Creation Podcast. I am thrilled to have you here once again on, it must be at least 20, 25 episodes by now, surely. Thanks so much for keeping tuning in to our podcasting team and our podcasting service. You're keeping us alive with your comments, by the way. It's like the caffeine that we need. So please comment, let us know how you're getting on with these ideas to make money, or even some of the ones to save money as well. We're always happy to hear that we're saving people money. Today, we've got a packed episode with quality content. I hope it's usually quality content anyway, but today, what we're going to be talking about, numbers. But numbers are important, guys and girls. So we're going to be talking about how we're going to help you to save money by really just creating a document or something like that. So before further ado, let's crack on. So what I'd like you to do, grab a piece of paper. If you're technologically minded, grab a laptop or a computer. And what I'd like you to do is open up a spreadsheet or draw some lines on a blank piece of paper. It's entirely up to you. I'd like you to write down all of your income that you get, whether that's from a job, whether that's from benefits, whether that's from shares and dividends, whether that's from your Auntie Ethel. It does not matter. Write down all of your income on one side of that piece of paper. On the right-hand side of that piece of paper, put a column that says outgoings or expenses. So these are things that you need to pay every week or every month from your income. Write everything down. And be honest, I'm not going to come and check. I'm not the homework police. I'm not going to be coming to tick your work off. Be as honest as you can. If there's a subscription that you don't really want your partner to see, you know the type of subscription I'm talking about, don't you? Call it something else. Call it cake. I don't care what you call it. And speaking of which, some of you may have nasty habits that are not necessarily legal. Include them as well. Why? Because we want an honest accounting of what you're actually spending your money on. I'm not here to judge, by the way. It's up to you what you do with your personal lives. When you look at your outgoings, what I then want you to do is look at what's costing you the most amount of money. Typically, for most people, it's rent, followed by car payments or car insurance, that sort of thing. But there are other things that you look down the list and you say, actually, do you know what? I haven't really used that for a long time. I don't really need that anymore. I don't really look at that anymore. You know, do I really need the Netflix subscription? Probably not. I like it though, I enjoy it. I'm not telling you to live like a Puritan where you get rid of anything that brings you joy. I'm just asking you to look at things that you go, God, that's an expense I forgot all about. I recently realized, despite what some of you may think, I actually had 2 gym memberships on the go at the same time because I didn't remember to cancel one of them, so it's on a rolling contract. So 50 quid a month is just coming out of my account. And it's been coming out of my account for 3 years, and clearly I've not been going. So they've got a cheeky 1,800 quid off me over the last 3 years. So how very nice for them. Through my own fault, because I didn't check. So you should go and check your bank accounts, check your direct debits, check your standing orders. It's very easy to check if you've got an app, or you can go into the bank and ask them to print off a list of your direct debits. So I recommend everybody do that, and you'd be amazed at what's on there that you might be spending on things that you don't really want to spend. And the other reason to do that is if you've got things like credit card debt, overdraft debt, personal finance loans, hire purchase loans, you can start looking, and we're going to cover this in more detail on our membership site, by the way. So if you want to join our membership site, I know there's offers out below somewhere there. Go and have a look, because we will give you a step-by-step tool to analyze how to eradicate your debt in the quickest amount of time possible using what we call the snowball method. So stay tuned for that. Now what we're going to do, though, is we're going to look at flipping over that piece of paper, starting with a completely blank piece of paper. What I want you to do, I would like you to write down all of the things that you are currently being paid to do in work, or all the things that you have done for free that are valuable skills. And you say to me, oh, well, Carl, you know, I don't have any valuable skills. I have nothing to offer. I've not been employed for 5 years. I don't have any life experience. I'm only a young person. I've just been in school. So I don't have any experience or value to offer. Let me tell you why you are wrong. Totally wrong. And I'm going to give you a real world example now. I pay every month like clockwork for a dog walker. The dog walker is more than my mortgage. Let me just say that again. The dog walker is more expensive than my mortgage. Let that sink in. I pay just under £600 a month for the dog walker, and I have to pay him because I am time poor. I do not have the time to get up and walk my dog at 7 a.m. in the morning, and I don't have the time to walk him at 2 p.m. in the afternoon because I'm in work, I'm traveling abroad, I'm in different parts of the country, I'm giving talks to people, I'm attending events, I'm promoting Lazy Wealth, of course, but I also have my main businesses where I'm responsible for hundreds of people around the world. I do not have the physical time to be able to walk my dog at the times when he needs walking. So I pay another human being to do it for me. And I pay just under £600 a month for that. So that's one thing. And you go, wait a minute. I used to walk my Laparapsu. Is that how you say it? Laparapsu? I don't know. I can walk my cockapoo, which is a ridiculous name for a mongrel. But I can walk my cockapoo. I used to walk Snowy. Yes, these are things I'm talking about. And do you know how much insurance costs to become a registered dog walker? Less than £100 a year. So you can be somebody's dog walker for under £100 a year. And how long does that take to learn? You can actually do a free course. Look back at the previous episodes. Allison.com, Udemy, free courses in dog walking. If you really want to take it seriously, you can do some paid courses as well, but I would recommend starting off small. So that's just one idea. Some other stuff. Are you a good cook? If you're ever in school and you do food tech, I think they call it food tech. They used to call it cookery when I was in school. Were you the best cake maker in class? Were you the best pizza maker in class? Did you make a cake, a banana cake usually? That's what they sort of used to get you to make when I was in school. So if you're a cook, can you cook for people? Can you prepare healthy, nutritious meals at the same time as making your own family meals as a way of an extra side hustle? So instead of making a batch cook for 3, if there's 3 people in your household, can you make it for 8 and sell the other 5 meals, which not only pay for that meal for you, but also generate a little bit of income for you as well? I'm not talking about millions of pounds here. It might be that you charge £4 per meal. Many years ago, when I was on very hard times back in the early 2000s, I lived in a bedsit. And upstairs, they used to make a roast dinner. And the host or the hostess of the bedsit, she posted a little letter out to everybody, except for me, actually. She really didn't like me. But she posted a letter out saying, we're going to have Sunday dinners and it's £5 each. And I did offer. I said, I'd like to do that. And she said, I don't think we'll have enough left. I really don't think she liked me at all. But never mind. But the idea is, for an extra £5, you've paid for not only your meals, but you've also generated some extra income as well. So who wouldn't want to do that? So, well, Carl, I'm not a very good cook. Okay. Do you help your kids with homework? Are you able to read to a relatively good standard, a level 2 standard? That's GCSE in old money. O-level in older money. And I can't remember what it was called before O-level, I'm sorry. But if you're any good at reading, can you spot spelling mistakes? You could help people who are going to advertise online or going to manage social media content. You could proofread their content for them. And there are websites actually you can go to that will pay you to do that. It's not very much money, but if you do it yourself privately, you can help people with that. That is quite a good gig actually for many people, especially if you're a uni student or a college student in the UK or in the US or abroad. You can proofread people's work. And even your fellow students, your fellow academia, you can proofread their work for them and charge them a fee. Even if it's 30 quid or 20 quid or even a £5 if you're in high school, charge you a £5 and I'll proofread all your homework for you. That's not bad. Last year in 2023, it was, and part of 2024 actually, I paid over £200 to get the bottom of my trousers hemmed by the sewing machine people in the town centre. My nan used to do that for me. So if you know how to sew or stitch or even knit, there's people out there that will pay you for that skill. Don't keep it to yourself. Start exploiting the gifts that you have for financial gain. This is what you need to be thinking about. There are things you know how to do that other people can't do, or they don't have the time to do. I don't have the time to walk my dog. I love walking my dog of a weekend in particular, but I don't have time to walk him in the week. So I pay somebody for that. I don't know how to stitch and sew, so I pay somebody to stitch and sew for me. I do my own proofreading, sometimes terribly, as many of you all know on my posts on social media. What's a podcast? What's a podcast? I continually say podcast on my social media because the C and the V, I'm typing too quick to notice. I post without checking. I need somebody who's going to check all my posts for me. There you go. There's a job right there. So there's tons of ways that you can write down your skills and experiences and start selling them to other people. It's not just about you have to have a degree in something or you have to have a diploma in something. Sometimes it's just you're in the right space at the right time with the right level of skills that somebody is going to need. How many times when you're a kid, babysitting, when you're 13 years old or 14 years old, crikey, when I was young, I think my babysitters were 12. I'm not suggesting that you are 12 and you should babysit people. Nowadays, the world has changed somewhat. But even babysitting jobs, these are things that you can do in your free time. Oh, but I like going out on a Friday. Tough. You need money now? Spend Friday babysitting for the child down the road if you need to. That 20 quid, that 30 quid, that is going to be valuable to you every week when you're starting to build your business empire, your success empire. So, to summarize, calculate all of your income, write down all of your expenditure, and look at what you can afford to pay off quickly. Look at what you can afford to get rid of because you don't need it anymore. Check your direct debits, check your standing orders, and make sure everything that's there is stuff that you actually use. And if not, get it cancelled. On the other side, if there's stuff that you can do that is going to save people time, if it's going to save people money or effort, then write those skills down and start promoting them to your wider circles, to your wider business opportunists who are going to be able to use your valuable skills. I hope that's been useful. Let me know in the comments below. And as always, I look forward to seeing you on the other side.